David's mom. I'm going to pretty much translate the testimony my husband giving in the Chinese worship service. And English is not my native language, but I'll try my best. And have you ever been not sure about something to do, but you want to do it, but you're not sure? You hesitated if you want to do it, and finally you decide to do it, you have no idea what's going to happen. That's how we feel when we head off for this short-term mission trip. And first of all, my husband was not sure because Pastor Michael asked him to preach in the 2 different churches, and I was surprised he also had to lead a sharing in one of the churches. And we are out of touch with the Chinese local churches for a few years. Actually, we never have any intimate contact with the called Three Self Church, government church. Means those churches are registered in the church. Because we heard a lot of comment about those churches, they may not, there are some opinions about those churches. So my husband was not sure what to preach, but so then he was not certain what's going to happen, but he prayed, asked God to give him the right words, the right message to tell them. And he prayed, and actually he was very sick on the way there. I never see him not be able to eating anything, because he always loves food. He eat anything. Anything we don't eat, we give it to him, he will eat it. And he literally stopped eating, and he had diarrhea, and he's really weak. Sleep through the whole, not really sleeping, just close his eyes. So he's pretty weak. But when he get there, he preaches in those churches, and God did amazing things through his message, preached to those churches. And not only that, he was revitalized by preparing the message. And he was so touched by the brothers and sisters in those churches. Their dedication, their love for the Lord is very, very different from the way we are doing here. The way they sing songs, the way they pray, the way they interact, the way they thirsty for the words is very, very encouraging to him and to me as well. So that's one thing. He was not certain, but God leads through him through that uncertainty. Did amazing things. Then about myself, I love singing. I love to dance. I love all these things, and especially for singing, I love to sing very loud when I'm in the congregation, when people are leading on stage. But when you up here, standing up leading just like a Eugene and thing, it's very different. You should try it, and because every little thing you mistakes shows. And I'm getting old, as my children saying, and I did a lot of preparation, but when we started practicing, wow, I just couldn't focus. I'm worried about my husband's health. I'm worried about David. I'm worried about Leah. It's first time she was joining the worship team. You have to interact in this Chinese speaking environment. And myself is just physically very, very tired and very hard for me to stay focused. So I made a lot of mistakes, and of course, at that moment, no mistakes allowed, because that's the only practice we have to get ready for the evening concert. So everybody's put all they have up there. But I'm just, at one moment, I'm really, really getting down. I was like, I'm going to give up. They don't need me there. There's so many people know how to sing it. I don't need to stand up there. It's much better sitting where Mimi is, sitting there, and I can still worship. But however, I heard this quiet voice speaking to me. okay, Sisi, you are here. It's for a reason. Go. There's a good reason you are here. It's not like you came here. God lead you here. So just finish it. Finish it, you will see what happens. So I continued with my prayer. As when other people singing, I closed my eyes and pray. I said, God, I'm putting myself as a sacred offering here. And please use me. I know you put me here for a reason. And please use me. And whatever I got, it's yours. So I dive myself into the worship. And sometimes I even forget it, when we sing a song at the end, you have to see a solo part. And sometimes I even forget it to come in because I was so involved in the worship. And it's like nobody else exists except me and God. So I thank God for this. And through all these things, there's another thing I forgot to mention. Sometimes, like you're not doing something right, but you don't want anybody else pointed out to you. You don't want anybody to say that about you. That's me. I know I have a problem, but if somebody else pointed out to me, I get very paranoid, and that's one of the problems I have. And through this whole process, preparation, and just put yourself there as an offering to God. And those things started melted away. And with the enthusiasm of the worship from stage to the audience, they all blended together and really melted those things away. I know God used this opportunity to prepare me for to make a better vessel for Him to use in the future. And then about Leah, Leah. Chinese knows enough. Sometimes when I and my husband talk not being careful in Chinese at home, she heard it. She may understand. But when you go, all the song lyrics is in Chinese. So and also we have the time jet lag. It's the first time you have to practice for 4 to 5 hours, and then you have to stand up there for the whole concert for 2.5 hours almost. And so she had to make a huge effort at the end. When Pastor Michael always preaches, give the most important message out, she had to try very hard to keep his eyes open and to listen. And I really worried about him. But almost close the last few worship services, I saw her is actually singing the Chinese with everybody. And I was so grateful. Not only just the Chinese she's learning, and also she learns just worship. Even you just know that little thing, you can still, dedicate yourselves, worship heart to God. And then about David, I'm going to have a little picture to show later on. And he's really amazing me and my husband. And he has a role. He could play big, could play small, but he got through the whole thing with, in a way, really pleasing to me and my husband. And he took over a role my husband's supposed to do. You remember the bafu dance we did in Chinese New Year? And we needed 8 people in the front, but it's very hard to learning those choreography in a short time. But for some reason, he remembers most of them. So we just worked a little bit more, and he learned the whole choreography. He went to the front, because remember my husband was really weak. So he did that for my husband. And also, he sleeps through most of the time, and he's only 10 years old. If he have to sleep, he have to sleep. However, when it's time to dance, he would wake up and he would jump out of the seat and dance. And then after that, sometimes he went back to sleep. And then lastly, in this mission trip, my sister, my younger sister and his daughter also joined us. And we invited them to go there. I know I want them to experience, the Holy Spirit walk through their heart. And I'm so grateful they joined us in Wuhan. And my nephew also joined in Yichang, and they both came to Christ. When you see hundreds, I think it add together, 2 places, it's hundreds of people, they came to Christ. It's just amazing. It's the most beautiful picture I've ever seen in my life. So, remember in the beginning I said you're not sure about something? You know who is sure? God is sure about everything. So He will lead us, just like Rita shared with us, as long as you are willing to put yourself up there. So that's my sharing part. And then next, I'm going to show you some pictures so that you have a glimpse about our mission trip. However, if you really want to experience, you should get yourself up there. You get the real taste of it. And when we show the pictures, and I want you to feel free. If you have a question, raise your hand. If me or David and Pastor and Rita, and if we can answer, I'll be happy to. Okay?